We can use a regular comb to make sure the nails are evenly spread apart. Use a caulking gun to recycle cans. Or use lemon juice to remove highlighter marks. By cutting off the top of this toothbrush, we can insert a jigsaw blade into the handle to make a handheld saw. To prevent cords from getting tangled, make a loop with this cord and wrap the rest of the cord around it. Insert the plug through the loop and pull it tight. We can even hang our tools like this. Levels are a valuable tool to have for all kinds of DIY projects. Today we'll be taking out the vials to attach to our drill. We'll place hot glue onto the back of the drill and press the vials down in a T shape. Now, as long as the table and board are leveled, the holes will be straight. If our wrench is too big for this smaller bolt, we can grind out a slot to fit the size of the smaller bolt. Weed whackers are probably some of the most finicky tools in the shed. To make a more permanent solution, let's make a few modifications. We can start by drilling holes around the outer housing to install the cable ties. We can also remove the guard blades. We can even use this modified version to clear away snow in the wintertime. To saw dowels by hand without a table, we can use a carpenter's square for support. This can work for both round and square dowels. Our next project will be a bit of woodworking. We will be connecting an end face with a crosspiece using a wedged mortise and tenon joint. This is an extremely strong joint that's even used to attach axe heads to their handles. We'll start by making our marks on both pieces using a pencil and a marking gouge. We are marking out a basic mortise and tenon joint. From here we'll cut out the tenon, making sure it's about 1/4 inch longer than our marking. Clean it up with a chisel. Then we'll mark out and drill 2 holes. Then saw from the end to the holes. These are the slots for the wedges. To make the mortise, use a drill to remove most of the wood. Then we can use a chisel to clean and even the edges. Now we'll make 1/4 inch marks on one side of the mortise to create tapered sides. Now we can make our wedges. We'll be using a different colored wood to create a distinct look. A vise and a chisel can help us to cut out the wedged shape. We'll need 2 pieces that are the same width and slots. Next we'll add the glue on top of the joint and also to the sides of the wedges. Hammer in the wedges as deep as they'll go. Saw it flush, sand it, and apply some varnish for the finish. It can be difficult to cut a threaded bolt on the table. Instead, we can clamp a wrench into the vise and pass the bolt through the head. We need to sharpen our knife, so we'll be using this file instead of a sharpening stone. We can even attach the rod into our drill to help speed up the process. Now, when we go to cut the sponge, our knife is much sharper. Sometimes, when using a hole saw, the edges of the wood are too rough, so we need to go back and sand it. We can cut out a strip of sandpaper and attach it to the drill bit. Now, the edges are a bit smoother than before. To make a tool for scrubbing hard-to-reach places, remove the abrasive layer from a dish sponge and cut out small circles. From here, we'll attach these circles to a rivet. Attach the rivet to your Dremel, and now we can clean hard-to-reach places, clean up old tools. Here's a quick tip that can help make your job a little easier. We want to simply flatten the nozzle using a tube or anything else that you can find. Cut a small angle off and flatten nozzle and screw it back onto the canister. Now we'll get clean, even lines.